As you know by now, we travel around the world to bring you stories on Full Measure. Sometimes the local culture and cuisine feel like they should be their own story. That's what happened to our Scott Thuman, who recently spent an eventful Saturday night in Vietnam and conducted his own taste test.
Hanoi, Vietnam's capital for much of the last 1,000 years. Today, it is transforming fast. 34-year-old writer Shi Mai is our guide. She's studied in London and spent time in New York, but says little compares to her capital.
It's a Saturday night. I feel like there's going to be lights and excitement no matter what.
Yes, out. People are just like out. Even though they don't have a plan to do something, they're just out, cruising around, eating, but you are out.
Yeah, just everything's an adventure.
Yes, it's like there's so many people around, it is exciting.
Adding to the excitement this night, the city is gripped with soccer fever as the national team plays in a major international tournament. Everywhere we look, faces glued to screens. But our focus is one of the country's other big passions, a soup called pho. You can buy it everywhere from five-star hotels to street corners. And word is, some of the best is often the cheapest.
So there you go.
Make it sound like everything I'm about to eat is good for me.
I'm not responsible for you after tonight, so I don't know.
So as long as I enjoy the night, that's all you care about. How I feel tomorrow is completely irrelevant.
The consequences, you...
Should I trust you?
No.
No?
Though pho is mostly just broth, herbs, and meat, the variations are endless, and it can have some kick.
Often we taste the broth first to know whether it's a good soup or not.
All right.
If it's spicy, we can change.
No, it's not. I had really spicy earlier. This is fine. When you sit around and you eat pho like this, there's kind of the great equalizer because everyone, regardless of their level of wealth, will eat it, from the upper class to the lower class, and sit around and talk to each other. Is that true?
Yes, yes. So it's the beauty of it. If you go to a fancy restaurant, you don't get the same flavors. If you want a good pho, you go on the street, and on the street, everybody is equal, as long as you have money to pay for it. But it's quite cheap, so yeah.
Cheap indeed. Just a few dollars gets you the full experience.
I love that it's kind of, the experience is kind of a sensory overload. You've got all the different flavors and spice, which is great. You've got lights everywhere. You've got mopeds scooting by, people sitting around. Is that what makes it special?
Eating now is like have all of your senses sort of like stimulated, you know? You have a spectacle, you have the food. You have this kind of sense that you belong to a bigger world.
Well.
And that is when the country erupted as the national team won their big match. The celebrations went on for hours. Passion for sport and for food, and above all, letting all that's best in life play out on the streets in full view. That's Vietnam. For Full Measure, I'm Scott Thuman in Hanoi.